They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? Be able to get him in the second round? That's what I call a steal.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's Jackson to throw. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
And one thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Steelers 34-yard line.
Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 29. They're 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Their confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 4.
Jackson from the shotgun. Open man is Duvernay. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
10 at the 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 25-yard attempt.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
5-yard line. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
This is Leonard Fournette, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's gone. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
5-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7, Ravens 3.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards, the pickup there.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's Dobbins. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
On 2nd down, Horn, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
It's now 3rd and 10.
From the gun, Jackson. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 more on that one and another first down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, It's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
On 2nd and 12, Goff. Completion here to Claypool. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Goff. He wants it all for the end zone. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
For the field goal, a 52-yard attempt.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
1st and 10 at the.
Here's Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
4-yard line.
Jackson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25.
The Steelers.
That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
After the interception, here's Goff. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this one is incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
Off play action. Here's Goff. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Flush to his right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again. Goff. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 11 yards there. First down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On 1st and 10, Goff. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And it's second down. Goff throwing again. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect.
Makes the score.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Fournette on the toss to the right. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. They'll roll him out right. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. From the red zone now, Goff. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Chase Claypool, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a two-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half score to get. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
Chandler Catanzaro lining up for the extra point.
This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. From the gun, Jackson looking left side. Andrews with it complete. Jack 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Throwing again on second down, Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
To throw again is Jackson. And this one's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Third down.
Now after that sack, it's third and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Double dog. That's the way. Watch twist. Hey, middle.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Oh, and for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Extra point good by Catanzaro, and that'll increase their lead to 28. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going, and they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Jackson on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on second down, Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
By the Steelers. They'll take over first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. A gain of 3, second down.
The tackle made by Dante Fowler.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
6.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in. Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. You got three. Three down. Three down. Hell, you won.
Play action. It's gone. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Complete to number 11.
Chase Claypool. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And that will extend this big lead. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the return will stop right around the 25. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
On the carry.
Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Come get some. Come on here.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Let's go.
And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Bud Dupree coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Ravens on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And my goodness, another interception. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
And this carries into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Let's get off the field, D. Hey, check right.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
He may try and run for this, and that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. One last shot for Jackson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Today's final score, Steelers.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. And for Charles.